Hello,
What's
hello,
up?
hello. Welcome back to another episode of Spooked Coast to Coast. We are apparently in detention right now with Joy and Joey.
This looks like an
we're in the
office.
principal's
Oh.
office right now.
Look at how I got her.
The therapist's office.
Yes, it's the therapy office.
Yes, we're about to hold a session.
Yes.
Nice. We have a session. We just walked in, we signed in, we're good. We're gonna talk to our therapist now, and we are Janet and Mondo 305 Paranormal, and welcome back everyone. And we have a guest coming on for the first time today. Why don't you tell us?
Yes. First of all, everybody, thank you for being in the chat. Thank you for waiting.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Hope everybody's having a good weekend and upcoming week.
Yes.
You ready? Okay.
Ready. All right.
So we have. This weekend or today we have Ian Hammond, who, oh my God, right where I was gonna read it, just kicked it, booted me out. So an investigator, paranormal investigator from Austin, Texas. He is a psychotherapist. Yeah, who with his practice and likes to infuse his practice with paranormal investigation. So I'm super interested in hearing about that. And he has his own practice in Austin, and he is studying for his doctorate currently. And his YouTube channel is Newwaveparanormal. Also find him on Instagram with Newwaveparanormal.
Yeah, so everybody please show him some love, make him feel welcome.
Here we go.
Yay. Hello.
Please
I feel like a celebrity. My goodness.
We love you. We want everybody feel like that.
Ian, completely off topic. I didn't notice this when you were backstage.
Chatty?
Dude, that skull like neon light thing is pretty cool, man.
Oh, this one? That one works.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That is cool.
Thank you.
I didn't notice
I
that
have
before.
really generous friends that like know my aesthetic and they just buy me stuff when they're in public. I'm like, thank you.
I love it.
Is that a light?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
neon light. Yeah. It's like you turn it on.
Neon light. Yes.
Boop. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Okay. Nice.
I like it because it comes out really cute.
Those freaking things are expensive, by the way. Those little stupid things are expensive.
I guess I have really good friends then.
Yeah, they must really love you, huh?
So,
That just means you're a great person. Okay.
I'm gonna be popping up some chats on here. Thank you guys for being here. So tell us, what is it you do? Explain your practice.
I'll just say that every psychotherapist on earth is, how do I put it? It takes a really strange person to do what we do. Basically to like sit in a room with people and like talk about their trauma. But I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, licensed professional counselor, and soon to have a doctorate in psychology. But yeah, I've been acquainted with the paranormal since I was probably, I don't know, 5-6 years old. And then went into the field of psychology, and then kind of realized probably over the course of maybe like the last 2 or 3 years, like, why not combine both? Like, why not combine my understanding with like human behavior and the paranormal? So yeah, but I mean, I love what I do. I can't see myself doing anything else. So yeah, hope that's a very long-winded question to a short, or long-winded answer to a short question. So
No, all good.
Awesome.
Hey, damn. So you said you started when you were like very young. Was it because you had an experience that brought that about? You want to dive into that a little bit?
yes. So I could sit here for the full hour and a half and like just talk about this. So no, I remember like being just maybe single-digit age and just being like super fascinated with it. But I remember when I was a kid, like my parents would say that our house was haunted when I was like 5 or 6. And then I started seeing just different things happening. I would see like flashes of light. The little statues that we'd have in our house would be like turned around like the next morning. Yeah. And so I remember just kind of going like, okay, this is interesting. And I remember not feeling scared. I remember just feeling like, okay, like they're just like trying to talk to me. But I think when I got older and started to like understand people as humans, I started to realize like ghosts, like the more investigations that I went on, the more like spirits that I communicated with, they just want to be heard. They just want to be like just talked to, because you know they still think that they're human beings essentially. But yeah, like to kind of bring in the psychotherapeutic skills that I learned, like paraphrasing, empathizing, like empathetic, you know, empathic responses. They spirits really respond well to that when you ask them things like, what emotion are you feeling right now? How does it feel for me to be here? If you'll ask them like questions like that, you'd be surprised at some of the responses that you get. So just a little hint there. So yeah.
Awesome. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. This is why I don't pay attention to context, because I'm like comments, because I'm like I can't multitask for shit.
I saw someone earlier saying like I'm naked and waiting.
Yeah,
that's our friend Steve. We were just at his house. He was not naked and waiting when we left. Oh my god. Okay, that's good.
So how old were you? Oh, go ahead. So you said you were 5 when you started experiencing that kind of stuff?
Yeah, at least. I mean, it might have been even younger than that, but I mean, my mom is really into spirituality and like the paranormal, and yeah, I kind of, y'all will probably understand this, but I mean, if you have like basic levels of empathy, like spirits are going to want to communicate with you because they see like, oh, this is a really nice, caring person that I feel safe around. So I'm going to, you know, like communicate with them and let them know that I'm here. So
I have to ask you this. And how did that make you feel?
Oh God.
Good you know therapists do that. You ever been in a therapist's office? They ask.
I like the turning of the tables.
For real.
Sorry.
She was on that end the whole time.
Hey, I cannot hate on that.
Therapy, if you can't tell.
Congratulations. I'm glad that you got that one off before me.
Like, no, but I mean, here's the thing about therapists though, like we're like I said, like we're some of the most we're some of the most unhinged people on earth, and there's this like expectation for us to have all of our shit together, and most of us are just as crazy as our clients are.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So it takes an unhinged person to like really kind of understand.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
I was gonna ask, since your parents said the house was haunted, did they do that because they really felt it was haunted, or was it just to like mess with you?
No, they did it because like I remember like waking up. We had these like statues that were mounted on the wall. And I remember waking up one day and my parents came out and they're just like, why are those turned around? And like, I was, 3 feet, whatever. So like, I couldn't reach them. And I could tell like, they were just really, they were like genuinely spooked. They're just like, why are those statues like that? So yeah. So it like expanded my awareness of it. Like when I was in kindergarten, basically. So yeah,
because most parents would be like, no, it's your imagination or something like that. So like for them to be opposite, but then you said your mom's into spirituality, so stuff like that. So I can see, yes,
they're believers, or at least my mom is. My dad not. My dad's a very like skeptic individual from Tennessee, so no, not him, but definitely my mom kind of instilled that kind of awareness in me of just like like spirits exist and among us, and it's okay. So but yeah,
you feel like okay, so you mentioned empath, right? So you consider yourself an empath? Or how about maybe even like clairvoyant? Have you seen spirit or hear them? like clairaudient, or just like the feeling?
Yeah, it's hard to say. Like, I know somebody who is a clairvoyant and can like genuinely look at a photograph of somebody and tell me like who they are and like, you know, how they're related to, you know, how they're related to me. So like, I know true clairvoyance. I honestly kind of feel like, I mean, we only understand like less than 10% of our brains. And so I think honestly, truly everyone is a clairvoyant, and it just kind of like, you know, people just need to kind of tap into it. I wish I tapped into it a little bit more, and it kind of sucks that like my job is so reliant on like scientific research and like things that have, you know, been empirically supported. But like sometimes that's kind of where I just had a discussion with some of my students. We're just like, what are the drawbacks of research? And basically everyone kind of said, you know, if you have a thing that you're really passionate about, but there's no research to back it up, but like, you know, in your gut, and I'm sure like every paranormal investigator like identifies with this, if you know in your gut that something is true, but there's no science, there's no numbers to like back it up,
Right.
like people aren't people aren't going to take it seriously, and it really sucks. It's just like, so yeah, I hopefully in all of our lifetimes, I would hope that there's more like parapsychology research and that like it's taken more seriously as a science. Yeah, so I don't know, I wish like hopefully soon there'll be a PhD program like in the States where like people can get their PhD in like parapsychology or paranormal investigation or whatever.
Right. Can you imagine?
Yeah, that'd be so nice. So,
And you can say, I'm a professional.
yes, exactly. I have a PhD in this shit.
Oh yeah.
No, I kind of read you as a professional, right?
I was saying, ask what Steve asked, not that.
Okay.
I want to do this first.
So our good friend Stephen Mella,
already here. He asked, what do you think it was, or where did it come from? And he was referring to the statue that turned in your house.
It's a really good question. It's like let's like.
Is it like, do you play with it? Is it the statue you see every day that you touch every day, or you like?
Yeah, there were these English soldiers, I think, that we just randomly had. I think my mom got them from a antique store, maybe. You know, it's funny because it's like, let's turn the tables. Let's psychoanalyze the therapist now. I think honestly, like I have a lot of dead relatives as well, like that. I think I've been told by other clairvoyants and mediums that they actually do follow me. So it might actually be that like maybe a spirit was just there like watching over us. Like it didn't, I remember I didn't feel scared or I didn't feel threatened, because I know like it's all about the feeling in your body that you get when you notice any kind of paranormal activity. I remember like as a kid like not feeling threatened, but in a way it was just like, oh, they're here. But it was probably, I'm guessing it's probably my mom's grandma, I think. So yeah, that's probably what it was. But I've never actually thought about that. That's a really good question. So yeah.
Nice.
Was that the naked?
No, sorry.
Yes.
It was?
Yes, that was him.
That was him.
Okay, we'll tell the naked and waiting guy if that was a really good question.
He hears you. So, I was going to ask you about the first place you ever investigated by yourself. So it was very dark, Dead Man's Hole.
Yes.
So how did it feel to do that by yourself? He's laughing.
Oh my God. So love that. I love you all following
text, that's next week.
So let me see.
This is live. Boo. Down Jackson.
We can see you.
I see ya.
Dead Man's Hole was so where are you guys located, by the way? Like, so 305
Miami.
is Miami. Okay.
And we're in California.
The
Oh, nice.
great
Okay.
state.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
We're in third world country, California.
Where everything's super fucking expensive.
You are
Yeah.
literally in the middle of both of us, on top of being in the middle of both of us in this.
That's true, right?
recording.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
Talk about ley lines. Yeah.
There you go.
That's how mapping works.
Yeah. Yeah. Have either of y'all like been to Texas before? Like done any investigations?
Nope.
I
Nope.
have not, but I have family in Texas. I think we chatted. I told you Dallas.
No, Windsor.
Oh, yeah.
Win-
Okay.
Well, that's out like 2 hours on
Windsboro.
Dallas side though. But there are places that I want to go in Windsboro.
Oh yeah, Texas has a lot of
Yeah.
stuff.
We have a lot, honestly. My next one that I want to really investigate. So, have y'all seen The Town That Dreaded Sundown? That horror movie about it was based on an actual serial killer that killed a bunch of people, like a bunch of like 20-something-year-olds.
See that?
And the killer was never discovered. But I think he was called the Moonlight serial killer, the Moonlight Murder. But you can actually plot, or you can actually where all the places are that all the people were murdered. I think on Google, like some kind person just like put like all the spots in Texarkana. But that will probably be my next one. And just
Where is it at in Texas? Where is it?
It's like northeast. It's like right. It's where like Oklahoma and Arkansas and Texas are all kind of like
Okay.
Texarkana is like right on the Texas Arkansas border. But Dead
That's
Man's
on the
Hole
Dallas
is
side, right?
interesting.
That's
Yes.
on the
Yeah.
Dallas. Yeah. Okay.
That's probably, I want to say Texarkana is like maybe an hour and a half away from Dallas. But yeah, no, it's pretty interesting because a lot of the people, if y'all look it up, it's super fascinating. But
Mhm.
there's been a lot of serial killers in Texas too, like a lot of like unexplained murders, people that get killed and nobody knows why. Austin actually has a I don't know if y'all have heard about it. Austin Police Department does not want to like refer to them as a serial killer, but there's been people dying in Austin, literally maybe like 5 minutes away from my house. But like it's all men that die, and they're all like very similar, like I guess like similar demographic. Yeah, and I think, oh God, what's his name? Colin from the Paranormal Files.
He commented on one of my videos.
Are you
I
serious?
felt like a fucking star. Yeah, I was like, what?
I'd be so starstruck because I love that guy.
I know.
But
I
he,
mean, to be honest with you, I don't really watch his stuff, but I was excited that he commented.
He's good. He's good.
it's good
I think he's
shit.
good.
Yeah.
You should
Yeah.
investigate Joy, babe. Yeah, he did like a whole expose on like the serial killers of Austin. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
that's literally, I mean, when you're a paranormal investigator, y'all know how expensive it is.
Mhm.
Like just how
Yeah.
time consuming. And I'm just like, there's literally so much like right in my backyard that I could just go investigate like tonight if I wanted to. So
Texas is freaking huge too. Like,
Mhm.
wow, it's ginormous.
it's huge,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of dark history here.
Yeah,
So yeah.
I want to go. I definitely want to go back one day. I'll make it over there. I
One,
keep telling my aunt and uncle that I'm gonna come and visit you, and
you
days just
should.
keep passing by.
And if you go to Dallas, let me know, because there's so many places there that I could tell you. Like there's like Goatman's Bridge.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Say go
Goatman's Bridge.
Yeah,
How far are you from Dallas?
not far. Like I used to live in Dallas, probably like 3 hours, I think, 2.5.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll have to definitely, hopefully, meet up if we ever make it out there.
Yes, please do.
Oh,
All of
I
us
would
should
love
do
that.
You
like
need to go. You need to go. out
Well,
there.
you guys are halfway, so you
Yeah.
guys could just,
We'll meet.
I
Everybody
go.
meet in
You know
the
what? I want to investigate the Haunted Hill House over there. That's
Yes.
probably
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
that
only
one's close to Dallas
shit I would
too.
book.
Is it close to Dallas?
Yeah.
I
Yep.
did not know that. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Black Smoke just came back from there. They just did an a while back or a few months ago. They did an investigation at where the hospital out there.
Yorktown.
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 Yes.
Yorktown.
Let me tell
Yeah.
y'all something about Yorktown.
Have you been?
Oh yes, twice.
Oh shit.
All right, so this is why I'm here. So if y'all go, bring your sage, bring your crystals. It honestly, both of the times that I went, my life like completely fell apart like the next day. And I'm not even, you know how like on Ghost Adventures they'll be like, yeah, like I went and I taunted the spirit, and then the next day like my relationship ended, and like that literally happened to me twice. Like both
Black
times
smoke.
that
He said it stinks. Literally, does it really stink?
yeah, it
Do you
smells
think
like
it's because of the dark history, or is it?
it's
No, like
it,
literally like
No,
rat,
literally stinks.
like rat
Probably-
shit.
Yeah. smells
Oh,
like
Poop.
mildew. Like the
Yeah,
first
a lot of black mold.
yeah, there's like
Oh.
mold. I mean, I don't think they probably cleared out the asbestos, but like there's just a lot of mold. Like one of the offices has like just a lot of water in it, and I mean, yeah, it's a pretty grimy place. But if y'all do go, the most activity I think would probably be either on the first floor or the basement. But I mean, it's pretty. I can't even explain it. That was the scariest place I think I've ever been to. Like, it's worth the hype for sure.
Did you go by yourself? Did you investigate it by yourself?
No, so I want to. I think the third time's a charm, but the first two times I went I was with a team of people, and then the first time that I was there, it was like probably a group of 10 of us, I think, and it was my friend Taylor's birthday, and of course, like we're weirdos down here in Austin, so it's like, why not celebrate our birthday by renting out an abandoned hospital? And yeah, but
I don't think that's weird. I think it's cool.
I do too. I'm just like, yeah, that's my kind of party right there.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
we brought snacks and it was a lot of fun, but we got a lot of activity. And I remember there's a cage that's in the basement of it, and my crazy ass just locked myself in it like both of the times that I was there. The second time I was there, I had literally an emotional breakdown. And like I locked myself in the cage the second time. I think because the first time that I went, something definitely followed me back home. And I remember like just it stayed with me pretty much throughout that week. And then the second time I went was like in a full year, I think. Like it was literally this the 1 year anniversary of that first one. And the second time that I went into the same cage in the basement, and I just said, okay, thank you for, you obviously latched yourself onto me. And I'm like, but I'm back here where you initially like attached yourself to me. And I'm just like, please, please, please just stay here. Please do not follow me. Cause yeah, it really, honestly, it tore my life up. Like there was just so many. So yeah, moral of the story, if you guys go to Yorktown, just make sure to just really, really be intentional about like protecting yourselves. Cause yeah, the place is evil.
So how did you get rid of whatever followed you home? Like, what did you do to rid of it?
I remember just having like the second time that I went back, I remember just going like, thank you for coming with me, but you were not welcome to come back. And I remember just having like a heart-to-heart conversation with it. And I think it worked because I haven't felt it, I think, since that time that I was there.
Wait. So you went back a second time and you're like, you're like, come with me, I'll bring your ass back home.
No, like the first time that I went, like I think it just unintentionally, I learned my lesson to not taunt spirits. Like
yeah.
So the first time I was there, it like I was taunting it, and then I think something attached itself to me. The second time I went, I dropped it off, and I'm like, you
dropped it. Yeah, you're like, you're going back, you little bastard.
Yeah. Oh, that thing fucked me up.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, what were you experiencing? If you want to talk about, I don't know if you want to reminisce those memories.
I mean, I was already in kind of a crap relationship, but I can't talk too much about it because like there's like legal stuff that's involved.
Yeah.
But it forced me to see the person that I was in the relationship with.
Oh yeah.
And there was a whole probably 9 months after that. It was just like legal stuff after legal stuff so we ended up breaking up like 2 days after I got home from Yorktown the first time.
Oh wow.
It was one of those things where it's like it's in your face whether or not you want to see it.
So do you think that whatever attached to you brought that stuff out, or do you think it was like a wake up call for you to see the person? Yeah, so it kind of helped you in a way, right?
It did, and that's why I thanked it. Like the next time that second time I went back, I was like, "Thank you for showing me the light."
Right.
Just like, but enough truth.
It's like, it's time to go. Yeah.
It's time to go, dude.
Don't tell me nothing else.
And honestly, I think as I remember it kind of just like slipping. It sounds weird to say, but I remember it just like slipping off of me. And I remember just like leaving it. But I did. I was by the end of that, like, I guess, like meeting that I had with the entity that detached itself to me the second time. I remember having to call people because I was like just completely frozen. And they ended up, I remember calling the people that I was in the group with, and I was just like, I need somebody to come get me, please. And so they sent their husbands down, and yeah. So
that's crazy though. Like I've never heard of a spirit like once it attaches, just willing to go back, like go, you know, it was almost like, I don't know, it was trying to help you. Like it was like, let him see the light and then I'll go back when I'm finished. That's crazy. That's wild. That's neat though. That's interesting. That's really cool.
Thank you. Yeah. So be prepared if y'all end up going to Yorktown. Like there's definite stuff there. Yeah.
I want to go. How big is it?
It's pretty big. Like it has 4 floors. Yeah. It has 4 floors. The basement's huge. It's pretty big.
Is it pretty big?
It's pretty big.
Is it expensive? I always want to know.
I want to say it's like $75 per person, I think. And I think it's not bad, I think. And the guy that runs it he's an interesting character because like he'll talk about how like some of the ghosts that still inhabit the place are like ghosts of nuns and priests because it was literally built by Catholic nuns. But on our tour, I think he was saying something like, if anybody have tattoos here? And of course, we're all from Austin, so we raise our hand because everybody here has tattoos. And they're all, he's like, well, they are going to fuck you up because they do not like people with tattoos because they think that it is unholy. And sure enough, the first time that we went, somebody with tattoos in our group. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was going to say, we're all if we go there. But somebody had scratches on them, like, and he was the one, I think, with the most tattoos, but he had scratches on him the next day. So
yeah, that's crazy. I want to go. Ready to take a trip?
Yes.
Yeah, I do want to take a trip. My problem is I have dogs, so it's hard to leave.
Oh, same.
And plus I don't like flying. I'm like very like.
Yeah. Luckily, it's a really short trip to Texas from California. Just saying. So, I mean,
what did it take? It's like 3 hours, 3.5 hours.
Yeah, about a 3 hour trip.
That was long. I was going crazy.
We can all meet in the middle.
Like this. It might be even 2.5.
Florida's 3 hours, right?
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah. Y'all say there.
Oh no, we've never been to Texas.
We can meet in the middle.
Steve, how far was that?
That trip from here to.
But you know what? I don't know. They might have had a layover.
Yeah, they said something. I know they said something about it was like when you talked about being cursed or like.
It was 4 hours.
4 hours. Okay, they said something like it happened. Something happened on their way back. Something was fucking up the flight.
So they had like a string of like kind of bad luck or just like random crazy shit that happened to them after Yorktown, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they said on the comments said they were having something issues with the airport getting back home.
I'm so shocked. I'm not shocked.
I want to go now.
He said massive bad luck after that trip. Which
yep.
There was a few things.
Yeah.
But
Scattered things.
did it last though, or is it like until you got home? Mela, Steve, did you like continue to have bad luck after that?
Yeah, that I wasn't gonna mention it, but yeah, their car,
The car didn't turn on at the airport. Oh my
Oh,
god.
wow.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah,
Jesus.
It was a sprinkle of stuff.
Yeah.
That's my kind of I'm
And
like
then
a skeptic.
there's
too.
more. I just don't want to mention it until if they
Yeah.
mention it. But they
Yeah.
mentioned it, so I'll put it on here.
His car got totaled.
That same car that didn't. Yeah.
Yep.
He totaled his car a week later.
Oh.
Yeah,
On purpose?
Just BS after BS.
I told y'all.
But I've heard that from other people who've investigated that place too. Like they feel like something's followed them afterwards. I mean, I don't know if it dissipates or whatever, it goes away, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it's...
Wow.
And I remember too, like just laying in bed, and I was with my partner, and I was showing him actually how to work the spirit box because he had never seen it before. And it was like the day after that I had gotten back. I'm just like, look at the spirit box. And all of a sudden, like we just heard a huge pound on our bedroom wall. Like it sounded literally like somebody just took their fist and just like pounded the wall. And I'm just like,
wow.
So,
Hell
yeah.
no.
So it stuck with me for sure.
Wow. So since we're talking about equipment, what is your favorite go-to must-have on an investigation?
Ooh, that's so hard.
I know.
Well, that was actually going to be one of the things I was going to ask. He
sorry.
has a video
No, you're good.
No, you're good. He actually has a video that is pretty cool. It's what's in your bag. So it's
I
pretty
seen
much
that one. Yeah,
paranormal,
you cracked me up.
like,
I love
equipment.
watching. Yeah, you
Yeah,
cracked
that
me
was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was like, this. I gotta have
Thank
that.
you.
So Ian, that's basically the question I was gonna be like, hey, you left your bag at home, but you didn't remember to bring one piece of equipment. What would that one piece of equipment be?
I mean, I have really bad ADHD, so I'd probably forget a whole bunch of stuff at home.
That's me.
Oh man. Oh gosh. I don't know. Shoot. That's a really hard one. The EMF detector, like the black one, is so small, and sometimes I'll forget to pack that one sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll also like randomly forget my flashlights, and like obviously my phone has like a light on it, obviously, but like I literally bought these really expensive flashlights, and I forget to bring them sometimes, and you kind of need those, especially
You're right. If you don't
So-
want to die, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice if you could see all the cryptids that come.
Right, and you don't want to fall downstairs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think my favorite piece of equipment, though, I mean, it's definitely the ghost tube, or the app, basically.
The app,
like
okay.
uses to communicate with words, because you'd be shocked. Ironically, on like when I was Yorktown was like my first like big investigation that I had ever gone on. And people were showing me like how to use the like the word app. Like I think, what's the exact? Is it Ghost Tube or Spirit?
Yeah.
Ghost Tube.
Ghost.
There's Spirit Talker and then Ghost Tube.
Yes, Spirit Talker, Ghost Tube.
Okay.
So people were showing me how to use that one, and I remember asking, like, I remember everybody in our group were just getting normal responses, and I kept getting dislike, disrespectful, like dislike, disrespectful, don't like you, go away. And I'm just like, I asked the spirits that I was communicating with, I'm like, is it because I'm gay? And they said something like, they're just like, yes, or they like confirmed it with that, with the Spirit Talker app.
The fucking disrespect.
Yeah.
Some of these spirits, man, they're fucking rude as shit. I'm like,
They are.
damn.
Just like, fuck you too.
Yeah. I'm like, well,
But
fuck you.
I think they can also do that because it knows like it'll irk you just to like fuck with you.
Yeah.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I've thought of that before.
Yeah, I get a lot of dislike. You know, my little spirit chat box. I get a lot of dislike you, and I'm like, well, fuck you.
Yeah, I only get the ones that say they like me. So
Yeah.
That must be nice.
You see, I've had step off and
You're like, yeah, I like your fucking
Yeah, see?
muscles.
honestly,
Everybody.
I
Oh, you're lucky. I'm like, dude, you're rude as hell.
get some. I always get witch.
But I laugh at. I don't take it.
Really
serious. I think it's hilarious when a spirit tells me they don't like me. I'm like, okay, and I just start fucking laughing because you know what the fuck am I gonna do?
Well, Steve, he
Oh,
does.
yeah.
Steve gets racist remarks all the time.
That's true.
He gets like super hater energy on there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And honestly, a lot of the spirits that we're communicating with, like most, I mean, just given the time that they were alive, they were probably, I mean, they were probably racist. They were probably homophobic. So, I mean, I don't know.
In the hospital and stuff like that. Yeah.
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 Especially, well, I'm here talking about Yorktown, but in general, whatever.
Well, the Myrtles plantation, or they're not calling it the Myrtles plantation anymore, but I think Myrtles.
I've seen that video, right?
That was, dude, that was probably my most active one that I think I've ever been to, because like there were people that were around me that were like they heard the same things that I was hearing. They're just like, yeah, we heard screaming outside, we heard people like walking in the attic, and they're just like, I was not a believer until I came here. But that one was hard for me because I learned from Yorktown to not taunt the spirits, but I wanted to like just I wanted to tell these people like, what the fuck was wrong with you to like own slaves?
Right. Yeah.
I had to really check myself and just be like, okay, Ian, you're not going to cuss these people out. You're talking to them as if, you know, they were alive back then. You wouldn't talk to a client that way. So.
Yeah, you did seem like you were very passionate because you would say that throughout the video about like the history and yeah.
I wanted to, but I was like,
I mean, you could probably say it like in a respectful way, like, why did you do that? Like, what you know? I guess back then it was normal. It was like a normal thing, you know. I don't know.
It was normalized, I guess. So I had to like step into that's the thing too about like seeing clients is like, you know, you kind of, even if you see a client that you don't necessarily agree with them or you don't understand, you have to kind of meet them with, there's a thing called relentless empathy. It's basically if you have a client that triggers you, or if you have like, you know, a client that just really gets under your skin sometimes, like just because of the decisions that they make or how they treat you, you kind of have to almost pretend that they're your best friend in a way.
Yeah, that's hard. Yeah.
Ian, Ian, you just gained a subscriber.
Oh, thank you.
Everybody here
subscribe to Ian.
Thank you, Black folk.
That's the best way that we can all move forward and progress and continue to grow. Is if we show that pair of unity, we all show that love. So make sure you subscribe. If you haven't had a chance to yet, watch Ian's videos. Give him a thumbs up and comment, man. That's the only way we're all gonna be bigger volume in our libraries.
Yep.
We want to be monetized. Come on.
Wait, so is anybody monetized right now?
Fuck no.
Hell no.
No,
that gives me 6
I still got like 7,400 and something more people to go.
Yeah. So I actually wanted to talk to you about a couple other videos besides the what's in your bag. There was one that you did a ghost tour of Taylor, Texas, which I thought was kind of cool, like listening to the history of that town, the port city without being by the water. So I found that whole like explanation history aspect was super entertaining, and getting to know the history of our nation, you know, that's kind of cool. I'm from Florida. I kind of only really listen to like Florida stories, but it's kind of cool to hear other places. But there was one place that I was kind of interested to hear from your perspective. The Taylor Sanatorium is not there anymore. It got torn down. I know you said in your video, but you did walk the grounds that building was in.
Yes.
I wanted to get your impressions of what you felt when you were there.
Very oppressive. Yeah, it was hard to like, because it was really weird. It's a big piece of property, but there's a neighborhood that's surrounding it. And so
Right.
I was kind of watching people like, drive by, and I mean, it was at nighttime, so hopefully nobody could really see me in that field, but it was just it was a giant field. It felt like that was just in the middle of a neighborhood. And yeah, I didn't like it. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Like, and you also think too about like the progression of mental health and how like it's developed quite a bit. I'll say that. It still has a long way to go, but it's come a long way too.
Right.
But mental health used to be like just barbaric in a lot of ways. They, like just with electric shock treatment and like lobotomies and the drugs that they used to give people to, like, it was. And I remember just, I guess, as not only a person who investigates ghosts, but also just as another like mental health professional, I remember just feeling like it was kind of depressing and a little oppressive, I think, just because you don't know how many people were there that, did involuntarily got committed there, and like if somebody was having, say, I don't know, anxiety or depression, they would literally be wiped away from society and like go to those places like in the sanitarium. But actually, I'm glad you asked that, because I just started a series called 6 Feet Deep Dive. I don't know if you'll saw it yet, but I'm like,
I haven't seen that one yet, but I did see you posted it.
yeah, so definitely watch it, because it's a nice, like, healthy alternative to going to places and almost getting arrested, like I did.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that video.
But I'm just like, okay, what can be like a healthy alternative between like going, because I mean, investigations are my passion. Like that is what keeps me going. But I also know that it is very like expensive, costly, time consuming. And I'm just like, what would be a like healthy alternative to still talk about ghosts, still talk about the paranormal, the macabre, but also not like wipe myself out, basically. But I think probably one of my next episode, my next episode is 6 Feet Deep Dive, I think will be about like the progression of mental health and how it used to be really awful, and now it's come a long way. It still has a long way to go, but
Right.
places like the sanitariums, and I'm trying to think, there's another big sanitarium or former sanitarium. They used to basically kids born with autism, kids born with Down syndrome, like they used to literally deem them like insane or invalid or whatever the like terminology was back then, and they like families just, because it didn't look good, they're just like, let's just stick them in a sanitarium.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's terrible. So
Right. They were deemed like outcasts.
yeah. Basically, like they were just, and they were branded that for like the rest of their lives. That's pretty much where they all just they could never be integrated into society because they're just automatically born different. So yeah, how far we've come. So yeah.
How do you?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
So, what do you? I don't want to. I know you can't talk too much on your, but has any of your clients ever said that, like question the paranormal or talk about the paranormal to you?
So, yes, a few of my clients do. So, therapists are taught to, how do I put it? Therapists are taught to like validate their clients' realities, even if we don't agree. But sometimes like clients will say like I still feel my dad with like if they lost their father or they lost their mother, you know, they'll be like I still feel my dad with me sometimes, or I'll still see like some signs that he'll give me, and I'll ask them, you know, what signs has he given you, you know, and that just lets them know like, hey, I believe you, I'm listening. I can't fully say,
Right.
hey, I have ghosts on the side and let's go do an investigation. Right. If only.
Yeah.
But there is, it's funny you say that though, because there is a, I might actually link you with him, but he does what I do, and he's in Colorado, and he literally will go to people's houses who have like a spirit that's attached to them, and he'll work with the family, like like the whole family at the same time. And he'll even do like the empty chair exercise where he'll be like, okay, we're, you know, the family's all here, I'm here, let's talk to the spirit. What's the spirit trying to tell you? And I'm just like, moments like that, I'm just like, why is this shit not taken seriously? It's like, why are
Right.
people
Yeah.
like,
Wait,
it's,
is that guy a paranormal investigator, or is he just a therapist?
he's both.
He's both. Oh, nice.
He's another person like me that integrates like both of them, but I'll send you his contact information.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Yes, please. That'd be cool to talk to him.
He's amazing. Oh my God, what's his name? I forget his name. Dr. Darren is his name. But
Okay.
yeah, he's really cool. So, but he was kind of the first one that I met that just kind of merged those two things, and I was like, huh, I could do that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There's no rule of thumb for therapists though to do that though, right? Like they don't have to like, oh, you can't validate because what if it's just mentally in their head and it's not a ghost they're seeing? It's like just what their brain is telling them.
Yeah,
I don't know the terminology for it, but
it's okay. No, that's another really good question, because I mean, schizophrenia is you are hallucinating, and like you are like you're hallucinating. You have auditory and visual hallucinations, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's kind of a fine line, I think, with that, because you know sometimes you will have somebody that is actually hallucinating,
Right.
and it's kind of your call as like their mental health professional to say like, you know, do you think, just ask them without asking them if that makes sense. Like, do you think that's real? How real do you feel that? But if somebody is hallucinating, they're going to say that it's real. You know, they're going to be like, oh, like this thing is that I'm hearing and seeing with my own eyes and ears is real, when in reality it might actually not be. But yeah, that's, I don't know. It's such a hard line, I think, and I think there needs to be more research about it. I think where people like actually experience the paranormal, actually experience ghosts, and then people who are just hallucinating. So yeah, a lot of psychology behind it.
But how would you determine? Like, can you determine? Because what if they're both? What if they schizophrenic, but they're really seeing stuff?
That's a great research question, Joy.
Yeah. I you know what I mean? Like, how does one, I don't know. How do you, I mean, because I don't know. That's very interesting. Yeah. Maybe one day you'll figure it out and let us all know. We'll bring it back on the show.
I was going to say.
I mean, it could be like back when people were stuck in like asylums, like that did happen to a point where people were like, you know, who knows? They turned even crazier being locked up in there, but because they saw something and nobody believed them. And
like, who the fuck are we to say what they're seeing is not real?
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
You know, without the extra whatever they see or the you know, it's just sad.
Yeah, the lines are blurry when it comes to that too, because I mean, schizophrenia does exist. It's literally like it's a breakdown of dopamine in the prefrontal cortex, and so with that, you get like the blurred lines of reality versus not reality, and so you have to really kind of be careful, I think, when you listen to your clients. But by and large, most clients that come see me are already like super high functioning. And they're, you know, I might have already met with the client that has schizophrenia and they just didn't know it yet. But most of the time when my clients tell me, they're clients that I've worked with for a long time. And I know that they don't have any like hallucinatory episodes or anything like that. And most of the time, if not all the time, when they tell me that, I believe them. And I kind of like give them that message. I believe you. I see you. Like you're not alone here. So
like, even if it's the most off the wall shit, I mean, like,
yeah, you can usually, I think when you've been doing therapy for a while, like you can usually kind of tell, like, is this person connected with reality, or are they not? Are they just completely like out of it? Do they need like an immediate psychiatric intervention? So, but most, like I said, like most people who come to therapy, like they're super high functioning, and they're put together basically, or like they're mentally stable, if that means anything.
What if somebody with schizophrenia is really psychic? They're coming off as a crazy person, but they're not. They just don't know how to process. And wouldn't that be weird? Like, what would you guys think? Like, what if one day they decide schizophrenia is a form of psychicness? What are the odds? I mean, because some of them are a little out there, but they just don't know how to.
I just found my dissertation question.
Well, no, I'm glad I could help.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's changed like 4 different times, but that one might be it.
It makes you wonder, though. Like, I don't know.
It does. No, I mean, and that also makes you think, like, people that have been deemed crazy, and like you think of the Salem witch trials, like most, if not all of those women that died, in the Salem witch trials, they were sane. They just deviated from the norm just a little bit. You also have to think, like, psychiatrists that used to, or doctors that used to say that people were insane are probably not insane now, like by today's standards. So that's a really good question, though.
I don't know, babe. Are the people you see real?
He's like, am I real?
What?
Your friend over here.
I want to be a real boy.
He was staring at for about 5 minutes. Is he real?
Ian, there's one more thing that I wanted to chat with you about. Actually, it's probably one of the videos that I like the most, and it was about Devil's Den. That location looked really cool. From my impression, where spirits were very interested with you being there. All the walking noises, the noises that you kind of heard in the background, my impression was they were wanting to see what you were up to. They know that you have a gift, and they wanted to see what you were going to do with it. While you actually went there by yourself, which props to you, and you decided to do a pull from your tarot deck. In your pull, you ended up getting the death card, which has a lot to do with the history of that location. So I don't know if you want to talk briefly about that, and then I have a follow-up question with that as well.
Yeah, so I remember just feeling a lot of sadness when I was there too, because, like, dude, I don't know, if I felt so bad that, like, these 2 teenage boys were just killed. And I want to say, like, the local lore was basically saying that, they were killed as part of, like, a satanic sacrifice or whatever. I don't know if that's ever true. I tried looking up. They found the guy that killed those 2 boys at Devil's Den, and I think he's in prison now. But I tried really looking up that case, and there wasn't much, like, because it was in the late 90s, I think, and things weren't as available, like police notes weren't as available, like widely accessible as they are now. But yeah, that one, I definitely felt something following me. And, you could say that it was animals, or like raccoons or, whatever the fuck. But I honestly think, I think it was something.
Spirit.
Yeah, it was a spirit. And it was also too, like, the way that it's kind of situated is you have to go off the trail, and then you have to walk down this really, really steep hill.
Steep path, right.
and then like, so it's really, really isolated. So yeah, like you almost have to really, you almost have to have been there before. But I definitely think something was there, like watching me, like just kind of, it was almost like the feeling of like, what are you doing here? You're not welcome here.
Yeah.
Like, why are you intruding? So,
Exactly.
You're bold going on outside investigations by yourself. I'm
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
not really worried about animal. I mean, like
Very cool.
spirits. I'm worried about like people and animals.
That's
I told y'all I
like
was
that's why I had to
crazy.
go and pop on that one.
In Dead Man's Hole, it was spiders, and I cannot deal
Oh
with
yeah,
spiders.
yeah. I remember. Oh, that's the one you had to go down the.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. It was, I mean, honestly, it's fun though. Like I wouldn't, like it's nice to be able to go by myself because I'm an only child. So like we're
Hey,
used
me
to
too.
Only child
Oh,
gang.
Only child
oh.
look at us.
Yes.
Yes. Like we like to do things on our own. Like that's how our brains are literally wired. We like to go places
Yeah.
by ourselves and just go at our own pace and not have to, you know, worry about doing it or the comfort level of other people. It's just it's freeing for sure. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I think sometimes I think outside investigations are the best because not only do you got the spook factor from like it could be haunted, but you got the fucking animals you like, you know, out there.
True.
Yeah.
And the cryptids.
Yeah.
And then-
Miguel, somebody here in the chat had a question. He says, "What do you think is a good way to take care of mental health for those of us who are dedicated to the paranormal?"
That's a good question, Miguel. Yeah.
Love that question, Miguel.
It's a very good question.
I think so. My immediate response to that is rituals. So like put in place like some kind of ritual. So what I do is I will meditate for probably 5 minutes and I will just literally imagine myself covered, like covered or kind of encapsulated. And I will kind of tell myself like I am protected, I am shielded. No outside force, no outside energy is going to like, you know, come through this shield basically that I've literally meditated on.
Right.
And you kind of walk around and if you're feeling like something is trying to come at you or trigger you, you literally go back to that image of yourself like being protected. Excuse me, by like a white, I usually kind of, sounds weird, but I imagine myself like protected in like this egg. It's like a white egg, basically. It sounds so random, but like it works.
It's
I
the
do
bowl.
it.
No,
I do
everybody,
it with-
yeah.
I do it with clients too. Like if I know that I'm gonna have a really long day, like I just will literally sit for like 5 or 10 minutes, meditate on myself, like being protected. And you can do that with spirits too. But I know also sleep hygiene is kind of in question sometimes because if you're doing investigations until like 4 or 5 p.m., I say give yourself a day after the investigation to like just come back from it. Yeah, like come back from it
Yeah.
because it takes a lot out of you. It really does. It's a very heavy, like emotionally heavy process.
I think if you're gifted too, I think it's a lot more than the average. For me, I'm just tired, you know, if I go to bed late, but not physically, physically, but not mentally or drained or anything. But I think like Jen also has abilities.
You don't get that, like the paranormal hangover?
No,
Like-
if I don't get enough sleep, like I went to bed at 5 o'clock this morning, I'm fucking tired as hell. But it's not like because of the paranormal thingy.
I love that. I'm gonna probably steal that from you, Jen. The paranormal hangover. Sorry.
I think everybody gets that.
We feel it all the time. Like the next day, I'm
Sometimes
useless.
some places like completely like
Drain you.
I feel like a Mack truck hit me, and other places I'm like,
Yep.
Maybe because you guys are gifted, you guys have some kind of like ability, like you're just, I don't know.
That's like the empath thing, I guess. Like you
Yeah,
feel that
yeah,
shit.
not me. Do you
I had
feel that
something-
at all?
I had something crazy happen to me yesterday, but I'll talk to you after.
Yeah.
No, tell us now.
So I'll give you an example about that.
Well, we're gonna have to cut our time short.
I don't want to keep Ian here longer.
We don't. Yes.
than he
So,
can.
but I do want to thank everybody that's on the live chat this today. Thank you very much to all you. You guys have been amazing. There's been some new folks that have written on the live chat today, so I want to thank you all. How can you thank us back? Well, you can go ahead and follow our new friend here, Ian from New Wave Paranormal. Go ahead and check him out.
Please.
All the folks that are part of Team Rewatch, go ahead and please sub to Ian. Again, New Wave Paranormal is how you can find him. There's actually someone, a part of our Team Rewatch, that I cannot let this episode go by without shouting him out. Everybody knows him as Cryptid Warfare, but we know him as 𝗍𝗲𝗀𝗃. 𝗍𝗍𝗃, what's up, my brother? Thank you for shouting us out on your show. So the least we can do is show the love back. So everybody, please follow Cryptid Warfare. He goes by 𝗍𝗲𝗃. Give him a sub, give him a like, watch all his videos. He's amazing. Do the same thing for Ian. Ian, please use this platform, this moment right now to, tell the good folks where they can find you at.
Yes. Thank you for all that. I feel so important. My goodness. Wow. It's like trying not to let it get to my head here, but you can follow me.
We see your pulsate.
Literally like this big. YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, New Wave Paranormal, all together, no spaces, no underscores, New Wave Paranormal. Y'all can find me and check out my new series, 6 Feet Deep Dive, on YouTube. I wish I could stay here longer. I think y'all know I'm working on my doctorate, and I have so much homework I have to do tonight. I don't want
to find out that you're going out investigating. Okay, I'm just saying. You're doing homework. I said I don't want to find out that you're going out investigating. You're doing homework. Okay.
I would not like you guys.
You have to hit those
your time away from your homework to join us. So thank you.
Would you mind coming on for a part 2?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay. I love this.
Okay,
we'll do that, and then
I'll make sure to do it on a night that I don't have like a bunch of stuff due by midnight. So
no worries about that.
So Ian is a fan of horror films. That was another thing I was going to touch on. We're going to save that for part 2.
Yes.
Everybody on the live chat, if you have some questions about horror flicks that you want to talk to Ian about, you can either message him or wait till the next time that he comes back, and we'll do our best Ghostface impression and ask him what's his favorite scary movie.
There you go.
Y'all are my people.
Wait a minute, you guys. Before we close, you want to take it away, Ian?
Thank you guys so much for joining us. And if we vibe, subscribe.
Wow. That's right. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.